Beep. Boop. Yes, it works. Hello. Good morning. Hi. We're online internet video game streaming. This isn't Ape Escape. Give me a second. I'm gonna play an online match real quick. Ooh, I got a really good start. What are they thinking? They're just giving the win to me. Good morning, 2024 Gaming Studios. Oh, I can take... Yeah. I can take Europe in the next turn if I just go ahead and do it like this. The US will take longer, but that is okay because they don't have a line of attack for the US. Well, North America, not the US. Same thing. Oh dear. Jesus, they're going all in right at the beginning. Jesus. Oh. They might be... Oh, crap. Dang it, I can't... Oh my god. Oh my god. They knew what I was doing, and they're stopping me. Jesus. Ow. Ow. I gotta hope they don't try to attack me immediately. Wait. If that's the plan, then... If they don't attack me immediately, I'll just not put anybody there and just go ahead and take over Europe on this turn. Let's just do that. And if they don't attack me immediately, then I've got Europe, and I'll get extra people to spawn in the next turn. Is this Risk? Basically, it's online Risk. It's called Warzone. But anyway, good morning, 2024 Gaming. Good morning. I apologize. I cannot read your name, but the person who asked, what is this stream about? I'll be playing another video game after this, but I want to do a match of this, or win a match of this. Maybe we'll do multiple matches if I suck. Good morning, Copy Calico. Good morning, Bean Scene. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Role Playing. So yeah, I started playing this because there's actually, you can see up here an idle variant of this game. Which apparently was added several years after it had already been running for a really long time. And I've started playing for that, but then, oh wait, you actually get bonuses. Like, if you've won an online match, then every 20 hours on the mobile version, you can watch an ad to, like, spin a wheel for coins right over here, which are the microtransaction currency. Obviously, I can't buy microtransactions. That's cheating. But I can watch 500 million ads to eventually be able to make one singular microtransaction purchase. Wow, they haven't done anything in a while. Is there a way to check what their timer is at? Oh my god! That's the fastest I've ever won a match! They just AFK'd! Okay, well, I got so many experience points for defeating someone who's level 13 and playing from Poland. Oh, yeah, I'm so skilled. This is the match that lets me show off the game. Well, anyways, what I wanted to show you was, what, or, not what I wanted. I wanted to show you that, the online game. Mostly I was playing it for myself. But yeah, this is the idle variant, where, you know, it's based on the same base mechanics, but, you know, jerry-rigged into an idle format. You need X number of armies to take over each territory. And there's a bunch of other, like, there's like, stuff you mine for, and then you've got currency, and you just let stuff accumulate until you can buy stuff. And then you've got artifacts, which are equipment that you've got to constantly switch between, and it's really annoying. But yeah, I like this idle game. And there's no... Oh, wait. Yes. If I equip the army cash boost, I get an army cash for owning this territory, which... Boop. And I got like 5 million armies from that. I got even more because I had the army cash boost equipped. I really wish that ones like the cash boosts were just always automatically equipped. If there was something like that where it recognized if it's a skill that like always you would only ever equip it for like 2 seconds while you do one specific action, I wish it would just always be equipped and you'd still have the 3 slots for things that are more context sensitive, like army camp boost, which, like, you know, that increases the rate at which you're doing production on this stuff, which is a more long-term equipment. This is a weird-looking Ape Escape game. Oh, yeah. They got... The spin-offs got experimental. Oh, dang it. Okay, that's enough of that. Crap, where was it? Oh, it's already equipped. That stuff increases my smelting efficiency. Okay, that's done. Get out of here, window capture. Need to make sure I remove that entirely so you can't see any of the unforgivable things that were just below that screen. Playing Ape Escape with minimum gadgets again? No, I am booting up... Boop. Oh, good. It actually latched onto it automatically. No, screw it. Let's just have it at the bottom. That's easier. No, we're playing Ape Escape Pumped and Primed on Retro Achievements, baby. The set just came out a few days ago. And I've been addicted again because I love this game. I've already been playing it a lot. This is not like let's stream as in let's play through the entire game, period, the end. This is just, hey, want to keep me company while I rant about how good this game is? So I think the game could probably be a little bit louder. How is that game volume right now? I want you to be able to hear the game, like, comfortably while still being noticeably quieter than my voice. This sounds good? Okay. What type of game is this? It gets called a party game, but it is way closer to an arena fighter game, like in the vein of Power Stone. I think it got called a party game just because, you know, it's like a kid-friendly franchise. And there are a few mini games in here, like a few more mini-gamey events, but it is for the most part all based around the arena battle mechanics. But yeah, I love this game partially because one of my absolute favorite things that any video game can do, bunch of playable characters, and tons of cosmetics for all of those characters. That's like my favorite things. They've all got, like, they're all based on the same general play style with differences in the specific mechanics for each character. And the best part of this game, the absolute best part of all of that, there are 8 characters, and every single one of them, for every level, there are goal scores to get unlockables. And they will have, because, you know, you could get cosmetics for that specific character, they'll have unique unlockables. Yeah, like their weapons too. There's elemental versions of all the gadgets to unlock. And of course, they have unique designs because the characters have different variants of these gadgets. And just so many cosmetics. I love this game so much. The one downside to this game for me is that it is very, very easy. But it sort of makes up for that by being a fun, easy grind. And I did find out, I never really messed with it as a kid. There is a cheat code for hard mode that you unlock after beating the game. I never played with it. You do actually kind of have to try on hard mode. Particularly with the characters who suck. But anyway, Pippo Saru luckily does not suck. I've been playing through with Pippo Saru. It's a Shrek Super Slam-like? Yes! Exactly! Genuinely, yes! I have no idea what that game is like, but probably. And also, as you can see, well, I guess you're not going to see very well in this level because it's really zoomed out. But for the most, like, it's got a really great art style that I love. Like compared to the main Ape Escape series, they made it like cel-shaded, and it looks really cool. And I'm sucking. Unfortunately, normally you can melee attack this boss, but I think Pippo Saru's main attack is too low range. Oh crap, that's not the one I wanted. I thought I would be doing a different one that is like a direct, like, do a lot of damage in one direction attack. Can I? Okay, if I attack straight forward, I can do it. And that is a lot more damage than the slingshot. Is Ape Escape the way the series is pronounced in Japanese? It's not even called Ape Escape in Japanese. The name Ape Escape, I kind of don't like it. Like, I think it's a decent attempt at having sort of a fun play on words kind of name like the Japanese name is, but it doesn't make sense because they're not apes. They're monkeys. Monkeys aren't apes! But in Japan, it's called Saru Getchu. Which isn't like a pun, it's just like, get you. You know, it rhymes, Saru, Getchu, they rhyme, and Getchu is sort of like a... Just a silly little way to say, you know, get you. Which does play in directly into the games because, like, the word Gacha as one word is used a lot. You even see it in the English versions. Darn, I like this game's soundtrack a lot. This game is one of the games that I, like, immediately, got its soundtrack when I've started, like, a music playlist. And this was one of the games where I was immediately, yep, that's on the playlist. Yeah, a lot of the songs, if not all of them, are based on songs from prior games in the series. Oh, I didn't realize that would actually cancel attacks. A few are completely original. Okay. There, that should be the goal time. What's this game about? All the characters are competing in, like, a internet tournament. There's a VR internet called the virtual world that is decided to exist in this game. It's just always been around. And, like, all the characters are competing together in this tournament. And also there's some weird stuff going on in the background. One of these competitors looks really weird. They're like robot monkeys. Not even robot monkeys, like demon monkeys. Oh, but I say that Virtual World, like, just randomly decided to exist in this game. It was in Saru 2001. We didn't get it in the West, unfortunately, but important lore. You gotta play these games in release order. Come on. They don't mention it or anything, and it's clearly not the same virtual world, but it counts. Smash Bros. But reskinned. No, that specific boss fight was in like a 2D plane. That was not a good impression of this game. This is more what it's like. Like, the basic moving around is very similar to the main games. Like, you've got a few of the main game gadgets. Wow, she's good at this. I swear hard mode is actually hard. Sometimes. She's just using her Sky Flyer because she doesn't want to fall. Yeah, a lot of the difficulty in hard mode is, unless you're playing as the professor, who sucks, it's trying to kill them fast enough to reach the goal time and not necessarily surviving. There is actually a decent amount of tech to trying to damage everybody as fast as possible. Because a lot of attacks will stun them, so you gotta try and, like, do combos to hit them a lot before you stun them. Also, the AI does not know how to dodge that. You can dodge it by jumping. It only attacks players on the ground. But the AI doesn't know that, so they never do it. So yeah, this one I might not reach the goal time because this asshole is just running around. That's something they'll do on hard mode, I think on purpose, because they realize they'll die if they try to fight me, so they just run away. Oh, this is gonna be close! No! Yeah, the goal score is 2 minutes on that, and they were almost dead. Anyways, once again, this game just got achievements on retroachievements.org. So go to retroachievements.org and play Ape Escape, Gacha Mech Stadium, whatever it's called. Fortunately, it doesn't have an undub and the Japanese version isn't linked, and I didn't feel like asking to test it, which is a thing you can do on Retro Achievements now. Ah, dang nabbit, Spike! I was gonna get him in the pit. I mean, Kakeru! What did I say? What is my teammate doing? I don't have a teammate. This is free-for-all. However, on hard mode, the AI does tend to gang up on you sometimes. They try to pretend they're not, but it's noticeable that sometimes they're like, yeah, the human should die. Okay, Kakeru is dead. Just gotta focus on this one. Yeah, that's one of the combos you gotta learn to deal a lot of damage. You can hit enemies while they're in the air, but not when they're stunned on the ground. So if you time it right, you can hit them with 2 missiles in a combo instead of just 1. You could even, like, catch them to do even more damage, like catch them right when they're about to fall with, like, the stun club and do a stun club combo, but you'd have to be good for that. There's someone working on a translation for the sequel, Million Monkeys? Ooh, good. Yeah, I am gonna play that, whenever it gets a retro achievement set, basically. Since I think all the games that came out before, at least that matter, have already gotten retro achievement sets. I don't think we have one for iToy Ape Escape. These are actually, like, simultaneously some of the easiest levels, the platforming courses, but also the most fun ones because, like, you just get to try and speedrun. Like, the AI will not catch up to you. You gotta do stuff like that. I would have been stunned if I landed, but it is an intentional mechanic the game tells you about in the tutorials. That, if you use the Sky Flyer while falling, you will cancel the fall. That's one of my favorite sections because, like, the cycle is often different whenever you get there, so you have to approach it a completely different way each time. Oh my god. Hitting me twice in a row after I saved myself. Is this what the gladiator attacks from Ape Escape Ichi should have been? Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, speaking of Million Monkeys, fun fact, that game is like the main reason I started learning Japanese. Still haven't played it yet, but I am confident enough in my ability to, like, not necessarily understand all the words immediately, but be able to adequately look up everything and know enough at a glance to be able to play it. So I'm really excited when that gets a retro achievement set. Because, like, that game's been a white whale since I was a kid. Like, I was anticipating it when it was announced. Way back in the day. And I was just, like, going, okay, so when are they announcing the release date in the US? When am I going to be able to play this? And the answer was never. Because apparently Ape Escape doesn't sell that well over here. Release didn't, since they just stopped. Series is dead. Everybody was celebrating that we got an emulation recently. Oh boy, they're actually doing basically nothing with the franchise as opposed to literally nothing. What's the goal time? Unfortunately, you can only check in the menus before this, and I don't bother checking because, like, I'll probably get it if I just try. Who gave the apes tanks? The lore-wise, presumably Spectre gave the monkeys all of their gadgets. And, you know, Spectre gives them tanks all the time. So, like, that's kind of a given. Actually, we see monkey scientists, so the monkeys may genuinely have just made the tanks themselves. Oh, and that's right, Monkey White. Monkey White is a dedicated scientist they introduced into. Okay, since we just did a bunch, I'm gonna double check all my gifts. Yeah, this is a really fun way to do the collectibles. Of course, it doesn't matter as much the first two versions of each collectible after the first character, because, like, all of these, like, the profiles and the letters you get from the monkeys are the same with each character. But they're just fun little pieces of lore and stuff to look at. Quote-unquote lore. A lot of funny little monkeys in here. Oh yeah, this is one of the ones I tweeted about because I thought it was funny. Nobody believes me, but I'd like to tell you the truth. Bananas are bent. This is an absolute truth. I'll be brought to trial soon, but nobody can change the truth. Bananas are bent! He gave me an octopus suit! Thank you, Galileo! This will be your legacy! And one of them, I think they come a bit later in the game, I'll just show you with a different character. Oh wait, I should double check the equipment first. Fire stick good, blade flower good, fire nuts good. Okay, yeah, that's all I want. Since Saru is a good fast character, I want the flame ones just to rack on the damage super fast. With Professor, I had to diversify a bit more with, like, freeze and electric gadgets, so that I could survive long enough to do combos. With Piposar, the outfits I like so far have been the office worker, because I just like the monkeys in their suits, and heavy metal. Oh, Samui also is the best summon that I've found. I haven't been using him much because Piposaru has, like, that automatic screen nuke attack, which is really good. But Samui does a lot of damage if he hits. It's difficult to make him hit because a lot of the time he'll one, your opponent will run away, dagnabbit, or he'll just sort of flub because of, like, the specific angles and just not reach his target. But when he hits, he does a lot of damage. I'm not sure if there might be a better one. I haven't actually even tried all of them, because there's a lot of them. But yeah, this set of levels is you won't see most of the cutscenes, but this is where you've won the tournament, hooray! But then, oh no, the weird robot demon monkeys stole the trophy and or won it themselves fairly. Funny thing, like, I used to upload game cutscenes on my channel that's Game Champ Lore. And there is one cutscene in this game that is mostly the same, but changes depending on the character you're playing as, which is the cutscene for winning the tournament. And the main difference is that you'll see a close-up shot of someone holding up a trophy. You don't see the person holding the trophy directly, but you see just their hand holding the trophy. And depending on the character you were playing as, it will be a different character's hand. And also, it is even slightly differenter for if the Pippatrons win, because they're the ones who steal the trophy. You actually don't see them stealing the trophy. They just hold up the trophy and then do the thing they were gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna retry. This jerk's been running away. But yeah, basically what happens, Pippatrons steal the trophy. Turns out it had a super cool disc inside it. And an evil scientist who you never even see on screen. Oh, actually, I think you do see him on screen, technically. Yeah, you see him on screen in an animated short when playing as the Pippatrons. But this scientist from the sky says, "Oh yeah, I got the top secret disc." But like, what's a top secret disc? And then he uses the ultimate power level of the disc to take over virtual space and be evil in general. And of course, he's so evil that he's like, "Oh, Pippatrons, I don't want you to help me take over the world anymore. I'm gonna kill you now for funsies." Because I mean, it would be a little weird if you beat the game with the Pippatrons and it's like, well, you can't play the rest of the game. So I guess the bad guy just decides to kill them for no reason. And then so that's the entire second half of the game. Oh, I didn't get it. It must be under a minute. The entire second half of the game is you go through like transmogrified evil versions that have been hacked of all of the prior battles. And it's more focused on, like, defeating all targets than, like, the competition thing. Which unfortunately means you never do any boat races. I guess they couldn't justify a boat race, since it's not a competition anymore. You're just trying to kill everyone. Oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe I should... I'm gonna retire and see if they play as a different character. It might be randomized. I'm not sure if on some levels it isn't randomized. But let's see. Like, if I get lucky and it's the professor, oh, that's it, I win. He's the slowest. Ah, no, I think it's set in stone. Oh, come on. Luckily, I got special attacks. Oh crap, that might have been a bit early. Oh yeah, that was early. So we didn't even go for him because he was too far. Oh my god. Oh, good. Good strat. God, come on! Just double checking since I don't think I've seen anything in the chat for a while. Is the stream still working? Everything fine? Don't feel obligated to talk or anything. I just want to make sure since I haven't streamed in a while, it might be dead. Okay, cool. Thank you. Why do you do that? They love dying. You dead. You can't even escape this one. Oh, they did have a second to escape. I didn't time it right. But still. Oh, this one, these are probably the worst of the levels. This is a variant of a, like, get a bunch of coins level. But, instead of competing against anyone, you're just auto-scrolling, and, like, the high score mechanic is, defeating enemies. You don't even need to defeat that many for the goal score. Aw, I couldn't even kill two groups with that. Yeah, I think this is good as like a high score competition, but if you're not going for that, if you're only going for the goal score, or even only going to beat the game, gosh. Game isn't trying very hard to do anything. I think if the screen scrolled faster, that would help a lot. Because it scrolls at exactly the same speed as when it's supposed to be a grab all the coins thing, rather than a platformer course. I am really excited and curious to play Million Monkeys, because they do change the formula pretty significantly in that from what little I played. Like, they actually have levels. Rather than these, like very specific arenas. I'm sure there are very specific arenas also in the game. Like, in the first couple levels are, like, levels, where you catch monkeys. Is it auto lock-on? There is a lock-on when you are close enough. And different characters have, like, different lock-on, like, distances and stuff. And I think they might even have different, like, lock-on strength. Like, how well will the shot, like, actually auto-curve to your opponent? Well, I'm not sure if it curves. I think what I'm actually thinking is not a curve, but, like, if it, Oh, I'm thinking of the curve in bows. It doesn't curve in these main levels. But if you're in, like, a water mech, that is, the underwater levels, the shots will curve to home. I think different characters' mechs have different curve speeds. But they might have different projectile speeds. But they definitely have different lock-on distances. And we have met the goal score. The rest of this level is just a victory lap. Really unrelated, but I learned recently that in Ape Escape 3, the vehicles have different stats if you're morphed. Oh, I probably knew that, but it's been 50 million years. Oh, and notice, we do have leaderboards for every level. Yay. I do have a okay-ish number of first places. Not as good as I want, but, like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to grind them. I have to do 8 playthroughs anyway. Oh, but anyway, enough about Ape Escape. How's it going, everybody? How's life? My life has been going pretty good. I'm sorry the Zelda video isn't done yet. It was already close to done, like, when the month started, and I've just, one, it's taking way longer to finish than I expected, like, just in general, like, doing the things I need to do are taking longer. Because it always happens. I'm just slow in general. And two, I haven't been working on it as much as I wanted to, but it's getting close to done. And I'm excited for it. I've got some cool gags in there. I changed my avatar everywhere after a very long time, which is actually related to the Zelda video. Because in the Zelda video, I do a bit where I represent myself, and I decided to represent myself with a lab coat Tron, and I just sort of realized, well, I really like representing myself with a lab coat Tron specifically. When I've done it in the past, I was really excited and happy about it, because I love that sprite. I think it kind of works perfectly for VG Myths. You know, like having the scientist persona of Tron, or rather, the nerd persona of Tron specifically, because VG Myths is inherently a very nerdy series. I myself am a very nerdy series. So I like it a lot. Someone got a 20-second time on that? That's me. When it says best, that's not saying the best on the leaderboard, that's saying my PB. Close to finishing my Cage 2 level 1 run? Ooh, good luck. Oh, just because this is one of the cutscenes that will play even if you've already beaten the game, let's just watch it. The cutscenes look really good. I also think they did a really good localization in general. The voice acting is really great and fits the characters.
So it would seem this is very interesting.
Like, one thing I really like, if you heard when I was talking over him, Kakeru has a higher pitched voice actor. One of my pet peeves is when they localize stuff. Boys will often get a lower pitched voice. I guess just because that vibes more with Western audiences than they had in the Japanese version. And I really don't like that, because I feel like that, you know, changes the tone of the character themselves. They feel like a different character if you're changing up the feel of their voice in such a significant way. So this is one of the few games where Kakeru has a high-pitched voice, actually feels a bit close to his Japanese character. And I want to be really clear, I'm not like knocking the voice actors or the performances they give with the lower pitches. I'm just not personally a fan of that general choice in localization to go that direction. Cutscenes do look really good for PS2. I'm not talking about like, whoa, look at these graphics. I'm talking about, look at this art style.
What's happening?
It's more when the voices are familiar. I'm not sure what you were trying to say with that sentence. But tangent, that is a thing. I haven't actually researched if the Japanese games kept the same voice cast for all the characters in each game. I suspect that's probably the case, but I haven't played enough in Japanese to, like, really learn the characters' voices deeply enough to recognize them, nor have I done the research. But that is very often the case, and Ape Escape is like, when it comes to localization, they did not ever get the old voice actors back. Maybe there might be one or two cases where one character got the same voice actor a couple times in a row, but for the most part, every game, they may as well be different characters. This one is a weird boss fight. It is the only one where you're actually fighting, like, souped-up versions of characters who are player characters. And they have, like, a shared health bar. I say souped up, but they're mostly the same, but then just have, like, these special abilities. Ooh, is this gonna deal a lot of damage to the health bar just because it's... Yeah, because it's hitting all three of them at the same time. Ooh, let's see if this happens. There is a glitch that happens relatively frequently with this. Yes! They do that special attack and then they just fall through the floor. They're so good at this game. Please tell me, they don't take damage from falling. That would have been funny if that was the last blow. Not a 130. I don't know if that would have been the goal time. I don't think it would have been. Oh, but otherwise in life, really big news. I've been paying more attention to my health. Oh, that was my best time. Neat. I've got a terrible best time. I've been paying more attention to my health. I started, lifting weights. Hoping it would help my arms, because this winter, my arms, like, sort of took a nosedive in their health. Luckily, I know how to care for them now, so it's not as big of a deal. And then, like even with that, they were still really bothering me, and I'd have to take long breaks from games and stuff. But then I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna try lifting weights. Because I knew I should try that when my arms got better, and I didn't want to try it when my arms were doing worse, but I was like, you know what, let's just try it. And wow, I should have done it way earlier, because it's like instant. Doing like a short arm workout makes my arms feel better for the rest of the day. Like, immediately. Immediate relief of symptoms. And doing it regularly every day, things have just in general gotten better. Even on cold days, like, I don't see as sharp of a drop as I normally do in cold days. Because that's probably why it happened a lot here in the winter, because just, like, colder weather does stuff to your internal things in your body. Don't forget to stretch. Oh, yes, I am doing stretches every time. Don't worry. And then also, over the last week, I decided to start calorie counting too. Which is because, I'm on HRT now. Which is really awesome. And I'm getting, like, just in general, more confident in my body. And I want to shape my body to look more like I want it to. And, you know, try and die later. So I've been doing calorie counting, not to, like, eat as few calories as possible, to be clear. That's unhealthy. Don't do that. But I've been calorie counting just so that I have, like, a calorie budget, and I know, okay, if I eat a brownie, that's killing my calorie budget for the day. If I eat an apple, oh hey, it tastes really good, barely eats into my calorie budget. And that's been going well too. I'm hopeful to get back down to a size that I'm more comfortable with, because I did put on a bit of weight over the last year. But it's weird because, like, you know, it's not... I don't feel like I have to. I just want to. Like, I feel, even though I am at a weight that I'm less comfortable with, I feel confident and comfortable in my body more since going on HRT. It's such an interesting thing. Like, I'm just less self-conscious. And being less self-conscious, turns out, helps you form better habits. Ooh, yay, it's one of the fun ones. And this one is more fun because there aren't any other players to grab, like, the missile power-up. The way the missile power-up works. Or rather, I should say the big missile power-up. The small ones, that's a power-up for your slingshot. The big ones, they make missiles rain down onto the first place player, specifically. Or all tied for first place players. Which, in these levels, that just means every once in a while, missiles rain down on you and make you, and, like, ruin your pace. But here, you don't have to worry about that. The enemies that are around rarely matter. And even when they do matter, like, you can reliably avoid them. It's not just random missiles from the sky. Oh, I should have gone to my inventory, because by now I could get the flame hoop. Which would guarantee killing all these enemies with one dash, and I think it even might increase your range of attack. It's just sort of always felt like that to me. Like, I felt like I could attack, like, dash into the enemies that would damage me on contact more consistently with the flame hoop. Ooh, good cycle here. Probably only because I lost a lot of time earlier, but that makes up for a lot of it. This is one piece of level design that I've never understood. It's just like this gigantic, super gigantic hill. And, like, 95% of this giant hill is not level design. It may as well not exist. There's no reason to ever go down there. It always stood out to me like, gosh, that must have been like a leftover of something. Like, that probably mattered at some point in development. Like, the level was probably more designed around it, and then just, like, it fell to the wayside. Good morning. I'm back. Phone call. And good morning, Intergalactic. You're a good person for liking Ape Escape. Let's see, where were we? What were we talking about? Trying to remember. I've never seen this game. What are you doing? It is an arena battle kind of game. It's commonly called a party game. I feel like that gives a false impression because that brings to mind like Mario Party, Fortune Street. It's much more closer to Power Stone. Oh, somebody was asking, are you in the end game? Yeah, this is the end game. It's quote unquote the end game. The end game is the second half of the game. Like it goes into virus mode for a whole half of the game. Oh, funny thing about localization, this character, I think when you can unlock this character in the, for the multiplayer mode. Unfortunately, only multiplayer. They are not, you can't unlock them as a single player character for the main campaign. Really wish you could. But I believe in the multiplayer mode, they call this character, yeah, see, look at the top of the screen, Dark Jake. But meanwhile, on like the about to start level screen, it calls him Black Jake. I think that's a carryover that they missed in localization. He's probably called Black Jake in the Japanese version. They changed it to Dark Jake, which is a common thing, because in localization they're like, calling him Black Jake sounds a little weird. And I've seen that with a decent number of things in localizations. Off the top of my head, the one that I remember standing out was Black Magician in Yu-Gi-Oh! They localized as Dark Magician. But he is Black Magician in the Japanese version. He's always Black Magician. And also Black Pit in Kid Icarus. They localized it as Dark Pit. Dang it. But yeah, you can unlock both him and Vanilla Jake. Or rather, dang, I messed up a lot. I believe his name is Hiroki in the Japanese games. I messed up. So he's not called Black Jake in the Japanese version, he's called Black Hiroki, probably. Apparently that's the thing that, like, the PAL versions, this is one of those series where they, like, did separate localizations, like the PAL devs and the US devs, they didn't work together at all. So they're like completely different localizations of these games. And so they made like different character name choices. Apparently, they're pretty inconsistent in PAL about about Hiroki's name. Like, sometimes he's still named Hiroki, and, like, at least once he's named Buzz. Not that the US versions are completely consistent either. I've noticed times where, like, there's a consistent term in Japanese, which sometimes gets localized accurately. Sometimes they use, a different kind of name for it. Crap, there was another thought, but then I got distracted by playing the game. I hate video games. They distract me from talking about video games. Some about the localizations. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, the big thing I think where I've noticed the most localization discrepancies between games is the gadget names. Like, they don't... They have not made an effort to be consistent on those. Oh, and also, they make different choices on whether or not to localize monkey names. Because, you know, the main games have, like, the Monkeypedia. And some games, they're very obviously changing the names because they're like, what? That monkey is Japanese? We can't have Japanese people in a video game. And so they'd change they'd change, like, Satoshi to Bob. But then in other games, like, they just go, okay, this monkey's name's Satoshi. That's it. It's very funny with the monkey names. There's one that has the same name in Japan, and it's been localized to 4 different names across games. Yeah, that's another thing that I think is really important for them to get the localizations consistent, because if there's a monkey who appears in multiple games, that's a cool detail that I love. And if you're naming them something different every time, then all of a sudden, they're not the same character anymore. Yeah, but yeah, Ape Escape's like different localizations, like between the US and PAL versions. That was like one of the series that made me understand more like how game development works. Like, Nintendo is not one company, functionally. Nintendo is a conglomeration of multiple companies. Nintendo of America and Nintendo of Japan are functionally different companies that do not necessarily align. They're just ones that work together very closely sometimes. And that's why you see stuff like completely different localizations in games in PAL and US, because they're different companies doing their own things. They just happen to get the original game from the same source. I think they have conglomerized a bit more to be more similar to just one company, in more recent times. That's a trend we've been seeing in the business, but like, friggin' back in the NES days? Fucking Ditto of America back then was just like a contractor that Nintendo hired. Don't understand why localizations are so different to perfectly good OG scripts. Yeah, part of the reason I even learned Japanese, it wasn't like a reason at first, but as I came to play more games in Japanese and understand what people were saying in anime and stuff, I realized, wow, there are really fundamental differences. They change things that like are not even a matter of language or even culture. It's just like they change vibes. And that's like the most important thing. That's the one thing. Like, I will never agree with a localization that changes the vibes. You should, like, the vibes, that's the most important thing of a work of art. If you change the vibes, it's not the same work of art anymore, in any capacity. There's no way I'm getting a high score on this one, because I can't get one-hit KOs with the Fire Rod. I believe both Kakeru and the Professor could. Now, I am getting the goal score, obviously. I already got it, in fact. I'm just sitting here now. Oh, to be clear, I also want to be really clear about something. I said, like, oh, changing the vibes, you never do that. Well, you do if you're trying to do a dub like Ghost Stories. That, I think, is a wonderful localization. Because they did not hide what it was at all. They did not go, this is Ghost Stories, the famous Japanese anime, faithfully adapted for a Western audience. No, that was a shitpost. And of course, elephant in the room, Yu-Gi-Oh's dub. Like, that one, basically a shitpost on the level of Ghost Stories, which you wouldn't think, because it brands itself as if it is a faithful localization of this famous Japanese media franchise. But you actually compare them side by side, it is a Ghost Stories-ass dub. And that bothers me. Because, like, a lot of people have a inaccurate idea of what Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like. Fundamentally, because that dub changed it so fundamentally. I know at the same time, like Ghost Stories, if you watch that dub for what it is, I think it is great fun. It is still, like Yu-Gi-Oh!, stupid. In a good way. It's stupid on purpose. But it does it in a very different way than Yu-Gi-Oh! Originally did. Pokemon's infamous Jelly Donut. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about the really obvious stuff. I'm talking about, like, the nitty-gritty of, like, character motivations. And, like, what people say, like, the very specifics of dialogue. You can change a character's fundamental personality with even small changes to the dialogue. They took a sledgehammer to the dialogue. Like, there's practically 0 lines in Yu-Gi-Oh's dub that accurately reflect what the characters were saying in the Japanese version. Even stuff where they're literally just saying what is happening, even those are often not faithfully or localized. To be clear, there's a very big difference between translation and localization. But they're not faithfully localized in any capacity. They often just say what's happening incorrectly. They get it wrong. They make factual errors about what is actually literally happening on the screen. So when you get into, like, character motivations, all of that is just, like, it's a different show. It is fundamentally a different show. Sam. It feels like when watching the dub after having watched the original Japanese version, it feels like a light abridged series. Like, they're not going as hard on being a parody as the abridged series is trying to be, but that's the tone that the show has. And it's only very slightly related note. I'm so mad that everybody just, like I say, like, I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So much. I'm such an incredible Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. And they always, every single time go, oh wow, what kind of deck do you play? I don't, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my god. If somebody says, like, oh, I like Pokemon, are you gonna ask them, ooh, what's your favorite chapter? Like, you're just gonna assume they read the manga? What's up with that? Why is that the case with Yu-Gi-Oh? You can be a Yu-Gi-Oh fan and not play the card game. It's a really good series to begin with. It didn't need the card game adaptation. Why would they assume that someone who enjoys watching an anime about a children's card games would play a children's card game? Well, that's the thing. It's friggin' like the franchise is like originally isn't even about just playing a children's card game. It sort of became that eventually, but it's fundamentally like a death game thing. I like it because I like death games and I like friendship, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Fundamentally is a death game series about friendship. So I was about to say the adaptation is like, imagine if they made like Saw, the cartoon series, where like Jigsaw's a vigilante superhero who also doesn't murder anyone. I mean, for real, it's not the way he doesn't murder people in the movies, ostensibly. But, you know, the thing is, they did that. They did that a lot back in the day. They've got stuff like Friday the 13th, the animated series. Jason goes on all sorts of fun adventures, teaming up with his friend camp counselors to fight crime. Dang nabbit. Got hit by the leftover fire. What's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh moment? God, don't just do this, like, make me say it off the top of my head. There's no way I'm gonna... What? Okay. Wow. I've learned a trick. Apparently when it's like twisted sideways and you run into him with the super hoop, it gets a bit super fast murdery. What's my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't remember this series well enough to remember off the top of my head. There's so many just like events that I love. I think just in general, Death Tea was like one of my favorite little arcs. I think that was a really cool setup they had, and they had a bunch of fun death games in there. And it was all fundamentally like the whole, like, main cast working together in these games. As opposed to a lot of the time, it's just Yugi. Like, the Monster of the Week shows up, and he's like, I'm gonna bully these kids into giving me all their fingers, as I'm a finger-collecting serial killer. And then Yugi shows up and says, hey, stealing fingers is mean. And then they play the finger collecting game. But then in Death Tea, you get the whole group, and sort of the veil on Yugi falls a lot in that arc. Like where the main cast starts to learn more about what's going on with Yugi. And just in general, like the whole idea of a death game theme park. built by this one spoiled brat who will never let his grudge go. And of course, Death Tea had lasting repercussions for the rest of the series, so much that they did even adapt it in the Duel Monsters series. Just the last duel, and very changed up. But it is there, because that, like, sets off a huge, like, that sets off Kaiba's main arc for the entire series. Like, everything before that is basically prologue, and then the finale of Death Tea is where he transitions from blatantly evil antagonist to mostly evil anti-hero. God, I gotta reread the series to, like, just re-examine Kaiba's arc, because I don't think I was mature enough to really, like, examine media as well when I first read it. I think it'd be really interesting to just pay more attention to how that goes, especially knowing, like, more of where it leads. Because, like, reformed villains are, like, they're, like, one of my favorite character archetypes. And Kaiba's a fun one, because I feel like he never becomes a good guy. A lot of them, they just sort of go, I'm good now. I'm going to go help old ladies cross the streets, because I've learned the error of my ways. No, Kaiba's just an asshole through and through. He never stops being an asshole. He just becomes a little bit less murdery. Oh, speaking of, I really love, I'm still in the middle of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, I'm in Season 2. I really love what they did with Monjome. I have no idea what they called him in the dub, for the record, but he is, he's the guy who, wears, like, a black coat. And he's got, like, the three twin characters are, like, his spirit animals. I really love him, what they did with his character, because, like, right at the beginning of the series, he seems like he's the Kaiba. He's the Kaiba of this series. He's like a villain rival who just really wants to defeat the protagonist, and then turns out he's just a mega goofball at heart. He is an incredibly stupid, dumb goofball who just, like, has this rough persona that he insists on putting on. And I love that, because I did not see it coming, and he's such a fun goofball, because he still just keeps up the persona. He just gets a lot worse at hiding, like, his true, deep down personality. And then, like the big thing is he openly uses the Ojama twins as, like a key feature of his deck. The weirdest, dumbest, and weakest cards that he finds use for. And he clearly has affection for these very stupid goofballs. Also, just a reminder, no spoilers, because I'm still in the middle of season 2, so I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe at the end, Manjame goes, I'm tired of being a goofball. I want to be the evil supervillain master. I will now swallow God and become the ultimate duelist extreme. Oh, also there's a whole thing that I know for a fact wasn't translated. I love just his running gag, which thankfully is a pun that is pretty easy to get with minimal Japanese knowledge if you know just a little bit. Like, he was always correcting people at first. Like, if somebody just calls him Manjome, he'd be like, it's Manjome-san. And, and he'd say it as, Manjome-san da. Like, that's how you'd say, like, the da, he's saying, it is Manjome-san. And other characters heard that. And, like, he had his own little, like, fan group. And they kept hearing him correcting people saying Manjome-san da. And they were like, oh, like Thunder? His name's Manjome Thunder! And they kept calling him Manjome Thunder. And he just embraced it. And just went, alright, yeah, Manjome Sanda! I'm Manjome Thunder! And he has, like, his own, like, intro thing to hype himself up, where he calls himself Manjome Sanda. But yeah, I don't blame them for not being able to properly localize that. That'd be so tough, because it's so hyper-specific to a Japanese turn of phrase and pun. But it's such a good one that even ends up being key to his character development. That's probably what they translated as Chaz it up. He's named Chaz, great. But yeah, that sounds probably what they'd probably try to localize it as. Which I like that, because Chaz it up sounds goofy, so they're at least keeping the goofballness of this character. That's good. Just say it's Manjome-san, duh. Oh my god, that'd be perfect! Yeah, that's like yeah, it's not 100% perfect, but that's like, I think that's the best you can get because it's nearly phonetically identical and it works. They could actually just still call him Manjome Thunder in the English version, and he could just do that thing where he corrects people and says, it's Manjome-san, duh. Wait. I forgot that san is a Japanese honorific, so that they would only be able to do that if they were comfortable acknowledging that these characters are Japanese, which 4Kids is not comfortable acknowledging. Never mind. Did you know, fun fact, there was actually, at one point, a more faithful English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! with like all the original Japanese music and like a faithful translated script, and like without all of the weird censorship edits they did. And it had the 4Kids voice cast doing it. There's only like 3 or 4 episodes out in the wild because they released like a couple like CDs with a couple episodes on them back in the day. They apparently didn't sell well enough. And so they didn't do it, but it exists. And I'm going to say it's bittersweet that that ended up apparently not doing well enough and they didn't do it. Cause on the one hand, oh cool, people would be more aware of how incredibly different the series is if the uncut versions on home video were like a thing that actually kept going. At the same time, I do want to say, I do not think it's a good dub. Like, no shade to the voice actors, like, they do a much better job, I think, in the 4Kids dub, but I think in that particular, like, the uncut dub, something was happening in, like, the directing or something there. Like, whatever the environment was. I imagine they like, there were some sort of constraints on that particular dub where I don't think their performances are anywhere near as good as either the 4Kids performances they gave. I mean, this might have been 4Kids, I'm unsure. There's speculation that if this uncut dub could have been a thing done by 4Kids. Because like back in those early days, maybe 4Kids would have actually been more willing to do uncut versions of the shows on DVD. Because that was like the standard for anime. It would be censored on TV. And then they would have an uncut version on DVD. But one, it takes a lot more effort to do that with 4Kids dubs because they can't just change 1 or 2 lines and not edit blood out for the uncut version. They have to rewrite the entire script because they changed the entire script in the first place. I heard that the original cast hated that they had to re-record everything, so they kind of half-assed their performances. I would question where that came from, unless that came directly from one of the voice actors. I wouldn't want to take that at face value, because that sounds like that could have just been, like it's the kind of thing, like a playground rumor, where people just say, oh wow, I don't like this performance. The voice actors must have half-assed it because they didn't want to record the lines again. There is no reason for me to change my equipment anymore. All I've got is the final boss left. Yeah, it would be cool if we lived in a world where Yu-Gi-Oh! Had gotten faithful English dubs, but, you know, it's sort of a not like this situation. Please. Come on, guys. You're good voice actors. You can do better than this. Oh, by the way, I just want to say, this is one of my favorite final boss themes in video games. I just love this one. It's like a super hype remix of the, like, the franchise theme. At the same time, it's not a very good final boss. It's very easy and spammy. Good job, Samui! Great, great, amazing! You really showed him! I've been losing way too much health. You better get him. You're right next to him. Oh my god. I'm wondering if he's like too high to be able to hit him. Oh! Ah, come on. Here we go. I'm gonna skip the ending. Who cares? We haven't seen most of the cutscenes anyway. Actually, you know what? No, let's watch this part of the ending. I like this ending. They do a good job of wrapping up with every character.
Fun! Are you kidding? We almost bit it back there, and the whole world was almost destroyed. Mother. Everyone, thank you all so much.
I had no idea you were my friend's daughter. Please say hello to your father for me.
I will. Helga, you should come visit our lab. Spike would really like it if you came to visit us soon.
What are you talking about? Well, you can visit us if you like.
Hey, look, Spike's turning red.
No, I am not. Guys! Hey, Jake!
So, you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm great. Man, I can't believe how strong you were, Jake.
Of course I was. If I wasn't being controlled, Spike could never defeat me.
Okay, calm down, Jake. Please, just don't repeat what happened today ever again.
My monkeys!
did so good! I'm so proud of all of you! Even though I was being controlled, I never forgot about you! Let's all go back home and plan to take over the world together! You monkeys ruined my touching moment! You all shall pay!
That moment's the main reason that I wanted to show the cutscene. I just think that's a really fun little moment. Give Spectre a little bit of heart and then yank it away. Gasp. What could that ending mean? Ooh, that seemed ominous. Ooh, I'm smelling sequel. I can't wait for it to come out and get localized. Ooh, I also really love this end credits theme. Of course, like everything, it's a remix of I think end credits music from Ape Escape 1, if I'm remembering correctly. And also, even they do the really good thing the end credits do. You get even more of an epilogue than even just the ending. Like the ending continues into the end credits. Friggin' like nowadays, everybody's like, you have to ignore the end credits and watch until the very end to see the post-credits scene. Friggin' actually, video games got you covered. The story is in the end credits. You can't not watch the end credits because there's actually story in there. Come on, that's how you do it. Oh, also good morning, Jimothy. Thanks for joining. But yeah, it does the same thing here. It continues, like, all the characters get their own little spotlights in the post-credits, as you'd hope. Oh, and also I should probably mention, fun fact, this game is one of the games, this and Ape Escape 3 are like one of the games where I had very eggy thoughts. You know, just like gosh, all of the girls are the best characters in this game, aren't they? Just universally. You know, I don't know what it is, but like, playing as the girls always feels better than all of the boy characters, universally. Like, you know, such a weird thing that this game's got going on for it. Yeah, I was very egg. I learned that I like playing as girls in video games, like, over a decade before I learned I was a girl. Oh, but also genuinely, from what I remember, I think her name is Haruka. They localized her as Helga. Her, right there. I think she's actually, like, the most OP character in the game. I'm saving her for last. I remember her just being, like, really fast and really good at just murdering everybody. Also, for some reason, I completely forgot, like, her whole thing was, her dad was the creator of Virtual Space. and like he went missing. It was a whole thing. I completely forgot she gets an epilogue where her dad's okay. For some reason, I had it in my mind that he was just missing, and you never find out what happened to him. You don't know for certain what happened to him, but apparently he was okay. It was basically just the evil scientist who's the bad guy kidnapped him. Also, missed opportunity. It's so weird you can't play as Spectre in this. Like, you get to play as the Pippo monkeys, you friggin' better, but you can't play as Spectre? You can play as the dark, edgy Pippo monkey OCs, but you can't play as Spectre? Come on! Anyway, it's not over yet. I am going to do just 1 or 2 more matches as a new character. Because you gotta grind. Yep, there we go. I got the achievement for getting all items with Pippo Saru. I named them the correct names. I mean, Pippo Monkey, that's a faithful localization. Like, I can't judge. But still, I like Pippo Saru because, you know, it's their brand name. Rolls off the tongue. But yeah, you gotta do that with all 8 characters. I'm very thankful and happy that the dev did see fit to make achievements for doing it with each character. Because it's like more grindy, a lot of sets will either relegate grindy content to a subset, or just not have grindy content in the set at all. Which I was really hoping that wouldn't happen with this game, because most of the game's content you have to grind for, because you have to do it with like 8 times. Like, even after the first time, you're only an 1/8 of the way done. I'm glad they did go the direction of let's make achievements for all of it. Okay, so next, I already know what order I'm doing all the characters. I'm going in the order of, my motto is save the worst for first. So I did Kakeru first as an exception to that rule. I would not say he's the worst character. I'm not even saying like they are the worst, just the character I least want to play as. But I did Kakeru first because he's the Mario. He is the character on which all other characters are based. So I played as him first to, you know, relearn the game's mechanics with the fundamental character. Then I did it with the Professor because he sucks. He's like the character who just legit, wow, he sucks. If you play as him, you are playing with a handicap. He's bad. He's super slow. He has really awkward attacks. The idea is he has higher attack power with his attacks to make up for it. It doesn't make up for it. And then Pippo Saru is next. And next will be Pippotron. Pippotron is, you know, is still in the lower rungs, but of the ones that are left, is like all the ones that are still left at the bottom-ish would be the monkeys, because like, you know, I like the monkeys, but I'm not like I don't want to be one of these weirdos. I want to be a weirdo, just not one of these ones. So the other ones. I did Pippo Saru first because he's the more boring of them. Because he's just an individual character. It's so interesting they did this. Pippo Saru and Saru Team are different characters legally in this game. And Saru Team is like, what? How does Saru Team work? Are they like an Ice Climbers? No, they are 5 separate, distinct characters. and you choose which one you are playing as before each event. Which is such a weird, interesting way to do it. Like, you actually, like, look, they've got, it's not even, there aren't 8 characters, there's more. It's just these ones are all lumped as one for completion purposes. And then same thing with Pipitron, there's 3 characters on this team. I can't remember what their differences are between the 3 of them. Oh my god. Oh my god! One's got a nose and weird eyes, one's got a mouth. The other guy's just sort of there. I'm not sure what his distinct thing is. Dagnam, I didn't realize they're doing like sort of a Pikmin, the same thing Pikmin does, or is like, I don't think it maps. I'm not sure if this will map with, you know, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Like, I don't see any ears on these guys. But they're going for a similar idea with the character theming. I can't believe I never noticed that. We heard you like character selection, so we added character selection to your character selection. Exactly. Okay, well, I don't know who's the strongest, but red is the color of strength often, so let's hope that the red's the strongest. Oh, and they're weird ones because they don't technically have gadgets, per se, for their main gadgets. They just use their powers. Yeah, this plays like really different from what I'm used to. But just the fact he's not holding a physical object makes it feel different. And oh god, his main attack, it's like a combo attack of a bunch of small hits. And like that wave, yeah. So his whole thing, he does a combo attack of a bunch of small hits for like everything he's doing. Except for the charge move, it's just like a bash. I usually don't use it because it's hard to use against the AI. Come on, come on. Whew. Oh no, I think the goal is 120. Oh, never mind. It's actually a bit higher than that. Unless this game's a weirdo and it actually says 120, we don't care what the milliseconds are. If it says 120, you're golden. Okay, so I assume blue is speed? That would be my guess. I think I'm going off of Jack rules. That might be the case. He does feel like he's got a pretty fast walking speed. And like even look at his animation. He's got his run mode activated. So yeah, this is like, remember before there was that level late in the game that was just get to the end and it's an auto-scroller. This is a bit more interesting, still pretty easy, but you're actually doing varied things and making decisions most of the time. You can actually more high score hunt in a more interesting way. Also, you have opponents, which helps. Ooh, hanging on ledges is a good strat for if, like, missiles are coming down on you. God, their hover throws me off. It's weird. Maybe I should have had these guys before Saru, because, like, they're weird. I don't think I like playing as them. Oh my god. I've come to watch you break the apes out of the zoo. That's what this game is about, right? You don't catch monkeys in this. So if you're talking about, like, giving monkeys out of a zoo, that's not what's going on here. I think there's 30 points here. The goal is probably 150. So if I'm careful, I have unlimited time. I didn't know that would happen. I sucked too much and they disappeared. Okay, so if this is going by Jack rules, then Yellow Monkey has better range. Wow, not off to a good start. Not that it matters, I have already won. Even if I get last place, I'm good. Oh my god, no camera. Oh my god! I will have to replay to get the present though. Oh wait, whoops! That was the third event, not the fourth. Okay, so I've got to at least do decent here. Actually, I'm not sure how good I have to do. Pretty sure character choice doesn't matter here. Oh, since there's four... That's right, there's only 3 characters here, and you're not allowed to use the same character after you've chosen them, but because there's only 3, and this is event 4, like, they actually just say, okay, everybody's refreshed for this last one. I wonder, somebody was mentioning earlier that they found out that, like, you have different stats and, like, the transformations in Ape Escape 3. Could there be a thing where there's different stats for, like, even just the boats? Ooh, I like, he's got really high turning. You have to be tactical with the order? I mean, you don't have to be. They're all good enough, I'm sure. Dang, I don't like having to redo Dragonfly because that's one of the longer ones. Okay, before I was blue, let's just see how running is here. Okay, this animation is actually just the same animation that blue was doing, so I guess they don't have different walking animations. That's just the animation they have for the for their Sky Flyer gadget. Or maybe it's just their run animation always, and I'm just stupid and I didn't notice before. Just because I wasn't focused on running. Also, I want to say these levels, so right now you're limited to only the featured gadget. In later versions of these levels, you get to bring in any gadget you want. And that's very fun because you can just, like, the AI does not try to fight you. You can try to fight them. So, you know, I mean, you're not doing much, so you may as well just kill everyone. Eventually they're dead and you've got the level all to yourself. It's actually bad RNG to be against Cassie. I think it might be random which people you fight. Because Cassie might be the fastest character. Oh, come on! It lingered that long. No, come on! Come on, we're right at the end! Dang it, I've got to get a couple of those 10s now. Crap, 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 come on! Okay, okay, okay. Almost there, almost there. Cool! Okay, I shouldn't have too much of a problem here. The Pippatrons do have a good gun. Fortunately, unless I, like, compare them directly, I'm probably gonna have a hard time seeing if... Oh, wait, okay, so wait, this is a homing main shot. Did I ever try the main shot with the yellow? It's a homing and like a double shot. Oh, I'll be able to check more easily in the later events when it's like free gadget mode. Because that way, you know, I have all gadgets and I'll be able to see directly the difference in a row between each event. Hey, you're messing with my combos. Whoops. Come on. Get over here. Sniped. Oh, I didn't even mention. You might have noticed all the characters are wearing a bunch of different outfits. Normally in the campaign, all the characters use the default. But there is actually a cheat code, which I never played with as a kid. But it's totally cosmetic, but it makes all the characters be wearing their alternate outfits at random. And I like that because it adds a lot more variety to, you know, the characters you're fighting. I wish I'd done that as a kid. There's a separate one also that I also have on, which randomizes the equipment they're using. Which that one, it's best not to have it on, because that explicitly makes it harder. Because the elemental gadgets make things a lot harder on you. But I still like having it on anyway, both for the variety and gotta have it as hard as possible. Dark Edge is apparently their main gadget. Or the stun club like. Hippo helmet with huge nails? Huge nails? Those are eyeballs? What do you mean huge nails? Is that a weird translation error? I have noticed what seems to be some weird translation errors, or at least it feels like just weird translations in this game's script. Are sparrows and crows enemy types? I don't think so. Okay, so before I had like the homing shots with red, let's see what they are with blue. Could be text for a different item. Yep, they do have different attacks with their gadgets. Okay, so they are distinct characters here. I definitely knew that was the case with the Saru team. They have very noticeable differences. I was just not completely certain on the Pipitrons, but yep, they are distinct characters. Very similar in their basics, but then like they've got differences in how their gadgets work. Ah. I love that incredibly low volume. You'll pay for this. I wonder if that was intentional or if that was just like a mistake on the devs' part of like, because the audio, like the volume is relative to their distance to the camera, and that's why it's so quiet, or if that was actually intentional. But I mean, I like how it is the way it is, so it doesn't really matter. Red seems pretty slow. I'd be interested in seeing what speed the others are with their super hoop. Oh, come on! Come on! Ooh, that was close. They almost got it. Okay, as long as they don't make me drop any, I should be good. No, 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 no! Wonder if there's much of a speed running scene for this game. I assume not that big. There's gotta be at least some people who've tried it. Because I'd be interested, like in the meta for specific character choices. Like if this game did have a really big scene, then I imagine there'd be categories for every character. But unfortunately, it's probably just the one character who's the best one, who is the only one anybody plays as. Jesus! Oh my god! You know what's the most annoying thing in the world, which happened to me a few times when I was playing as a professor? You reach the goal score, you celebrate, and then the victory screen is a different characters. And I found out the hard way. No, it doesn't count if somebody else gets first place. Oh, that's right! Pipitrons can spam fire. I assume they have worse homing to make up for it? That's what it feels like. Come on, die, die, die. Yeah! I love those delayed kills. Jesus! It's a friggin' machine gun! He's gonna be really OP in the virus levels, because in the virus levels you've got infinite ammo. He's gonna be the speedrun meta for the tank levels. No invulnerability frames too, so like, Jesus. Oh, dang it. Okay, I'm gonna redo the tank one. Just oh hey, Pippatrons have cool intermissions. Yeah, one of the cool things about all the characters is each character has 2 intermissions. So yeah, this guy, I'm pretty sure this is the evil scientist who's the villain of this game. You see him just in like their intermission cutscenes. Oh, also, random assistant lady. I completely forgot she's a character apparently. Yeah, all the characters have like different styles of intermissions. These ones are really cool ones. Where they've got the like this super stylish animation. And it's such like a totally different vibe from Ape Escape as usual. This is like a freaking horror scene. But yeah, and then they've got like Kakerus are like these super sketchy little animations, nowhere near as high detail animation, but these really simple sketchy animations that just show some little gag scenario. The professor has like these interview segments where he is a CG character talking to a real-world human being, but in like his CG laboratory. So they're doing like a CG with real life thing going on there. And he's just doing an interview, an in-universe interview, where he's just talking about him competing in the tournament. The Piposarus have some of the best ones, similar to Pippatrons, where they are live action segments also, but they're just completely unrelated to this game, shorts, where they have in live action someone wearing a mascot Pipposaru outfit and just having these little adventures. Like one of them is where one of them becomes like one of them goes to study under like a swordmaster guy to learn the way of the sword. And they're very fun and funny and charming, and I love them. They're big parts of the charm of this game, just those intermissions, to make each character just a little bit more distinct with these nice rewards for going for completion with everybody. Okay, so I think last time I was red. Let's see if blue was any different. I'm also really curious if they do the same thing in Million Monkeys or not. Because I know Million Monkeys is very different from this, despite, like, definitely being a sequel to this, very specifically. Ooh, my charge shot is that spread shot, so if I'm up really close, that's probably like an insta-kill. Oh, that would do way less damage than I hoped. I guess there's probably some sort of immunity clarification, so it can't be an insta-kill. Okay, I think I'm done with Ape Escape for today. I'm gonna go do other stuff off stream. Before I go, I'm just gonna show you one of the Pippo Saru animations, or rather not animations, just segments, live action segments, just to show you what I'm talking about. First, let me just go collect all my loot. Red, blue, yellow. Great comedy trio? Heck yeah. Yeah, I'll stick with fire. Okay, and it'll be the... luckily, they do have them, like, they're unlockables for every character, all of the game's cutscenes. So you don't have to worry about, like, not all the cutscenes will play after you've beaten the game once, even when you're going through with a different character. But you can unlock all of those cutscenes by reaching the goal score, so it's all okay. And yes, they do properly reflect the specific, like when you win the tournament cutscene to be the very specific one for that specific character. So yeah, episode 1, this should be the live action segments.
Come inside.
hey, hey! Hey, 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 hey! Get ready. Excellent. Full mastership. Thank you.
Yeah, I love these shorts. I love this game. It's so dumb in the best way. I love the way the sword master guy just eats the camera. He loves this little gig he got. And you know what? I changed my mind. I'm gonna do one more level. Dagnabbit. People just joined, and I'm like, they joined out of context, and all they know of this game is the live action segments. You gotta get both the video game and the live action segment. Excuse me. Just a friendly reminder for everybody who wasn't here earlier. The reason I'm playing this is because it just got a set on retroachievements.org. You can go play this game with achievements. If you've never played this game before, it's one of my favorites. It is like super duper charming and stylish and good vibes all around. Oh, I never even mentioned the fun fact I must mention every time this game comes up in conversation. So I played this game as a kid. I played it around when it came out. I didn't buy it. This was actually the first game that I ever shoplifted. No, my lawyer advised me to say that was a joke. This game I actually... So, back in the day, Nickelodeon had like this alternate cable-only channel that you had to have like paid cable, where there was like the whole thing where there's like a couple hundred channels on it. And we were poor, so we didn't have that. We just had basic TV. And so we never got that special channel. But that special Nickelodeon channel, the special Nickelodeon 2 channel, had a promotion specifically related to that channel where they were doing a sweepstakes for Ape Escape Pumped and Primed. And I didn't know about this. The only reason I knew about this, because remember, I didn't get that channel. I couldn't find out about it from watching the channel. The only way I knew about it was completely accidentally, without even knowing this game exists. I followed, I'm not sure if I even followed a link. I was just interested in going to the website for this alternate Nickelodeon channel. They might have advertised the alternate channel on the main Nickelodeon channel or something like that. So I went to that website, and just in a little corner blurb, not even front and center on the website, I think I remember I had to like, it was just in a little blurb near the bottom of the page or something. They said, "Oh hey, we're doing an Ape Escape Pumped and Primed sweepstakes. You can get the cool new video game. You can win the cool new video game, Ape Escape Pumped and Primed. Just enter our sweepstakes." I entered the sweepstakes that I just randomly found out about. I had no idea was even a thing from a channel that like I couldn't even watch. And they didn't even advertise the sweepstakes on the main Nickelodeon channel. And then, like a little while later, I get an email saying, "Oh hey, you won the sweepstakes. Yeah, we're sending you the game." And they send me in the mail. They said, a little while later, I got in the mail, Ape Escape Pumped and Primed. I hadn't even heard of the game before, and I love Ape Escape. I love Ape Escape a super lot, but for some reason I hadn't heard of the game when it was coming out. I found out about it through the sweepstakes, and then I was like, okay, here's this Ape Escape game that I won in a sweepstakes. And then I played it, and I was like, wow, not only did I get this game for free, I really love it. And I'm pretty sure the only reason I won the sweepstakes, the whole reason I explained in detail about this channel that there was a sweepstakes for, I'm pretty sure I only won the sweepstakes because literally not enough people knew about the sweepstakes to enter it. And I just won by default. They were giving away 100 copies. I don't think they got 100 entries. And so it was just like, you know, the clause of, well, if we don't get 100 entries, then I guess just anybody who enters gets a copy of the game. And also, I have confirmation that I didn't just make this up and it was a sweepstakes, because there was like, I was just browsing the Ape Escape Reddit one day. I think it was the Ape Escape Reddit, and somebody offhandedly mentioned that they had won the sweepstakes. Or maybe I even Googled Ape Escape Pumped and Prime sweepstakes, because trying to find record of the sweepstakes. And I found somebody who like said, "Oh yeah, I actually won this game in a sweepstakes from like the alternate Nickelodeon channel back in the day." And they confirmed I wasn't imagining it. There was actually a sweepstakes for the alternate Nickelodeon channel for Ape Escape Pumped and Primed, where I got the game for free somehow. Oh, I think I did Google it, and the reason was because I was really curious. Was there special packaging, like a special note congratulating me for the sweepstakes that I like threw away because I was stupid, and that's like a really rare lost media thing? And from their recollection, they didn't remember anything like that. But if there was, they didn't remember. But if there was, they would have just thrown it away. But yeah, it probably didn't even have any, like, sweepstakes congratulations page. I think it really was just the game in an envelope. Like you know, a package envelope, not like, it wasn't in, like, a paper envelope. Dang it, I had a really high score and they ruined it. Yeah, when you drop coins, it's all like percentage based. So if you have a lot of coins, you're gonna lose a lot of coins. Dang it, depth perception. Ah, messed up. Just the disc shoved into your mailbox. They had a little sticky note attached to it that had like all the address info and the postage stamp. Okay, so yellow. I think I was onto something. They do seem to be the ranged expert because they have a 3-way shot. Dang it! Stop messing up my combos! Oh, come on. Get back here. I gotta sit down. Down there. Dang it, she stole my arrow. No way, are you actually gonna win? That never happens in Boat. Good, she's bad at turning. Are you serious? There is a shortcut in this level, I'm pretty sure, and I'm not sure if the AI will ever take the shortcut. Oh my god. Oh my god, I didn't realize there was like a barrier. Oh my god, they do take the shortcut. Oh, I suck. I suck so bad. Even if I win, I might not get the goal score. This has never happened before. This is a world first. Ah! Ah! Oh my god! It's all Pipitron's fault. When I just put the address and stamp straight on the disc, I was saying, well, you wouldn't want to damage the disc, but at the same time, like, I think that's the joke. You're right. Oh my god, stupid electric. Okay, 130 is the goal. Okay, I think the max speed with blue is 37. Let's see what it is with yellow. It's also 37. And likewise, I think they've got good turning. Oh my god. It might be why I'm messing up so much. They've got good turning, and I'm used to, like, turning a lot in advance. Cool. Okay, stream's over. I'm just gonna check all my loot and we're done. Ooh. Okay, done. I have to use the bathroom. Goodbye forever. Night night. Heart emojis. Thanks for joining. Go to retroachievements.org and play Ape Escape Pumped and Primed and get achievements. Thank you.